The House cannot seem to find footing around a FISA reauthorization, which expires tonight. Is the House the main impediment to the president's policies right now?
Well, I think the president's been very forceful and asking, and so have the intelligence community as well, that we need FISA reauthorization to be able to disrupt and to catch and to be the most effective intelligence operation that we can be for the safety of the American people. I certainly would vote to reauthorize and have many times to reauthorize FISA. I think it's found to be helping us when we're investigating foreign individuals that are after us and wanting to do us harm. And I hope the House can see the way towards passing this tonight.
Well, indeed, that would be a pretty big deal. Does the president have options, as has been reported, to continue working under FISA if there is a lapse?
Well, right now, I think what we're operating under now is almost a 2-week suspension, and as you mentioned, it expiring later tonight. We would have the option, if possibly, to re-extend the extension. But I do think the president has some maybe extraordinary means that he can use to still use the asset of FISA for our own homeland security and our international security. Those options, but the preferred options, and certainly the best legal option, is to have this confirmed so that we can have it for the next 3 years, which is the goal. And this, people need to realize this is not listening in on American citizens. This is foreign people, foreign actors in foreign lands that are trying to disrupt and terrorize and figure out cyber crimes and other things to disrupt our national security.
We've got a Fed meeting today, once again, Senator, and of course, oil and gas prices, energy prices broadly are going to be part of the conversation as we consider the impact on inflation, or the potential impact. With a national average today of 423, I'm looking at West Virginia. You're hovering just over 4. You've got a 4 handle now in West Virginia at 406. I don't think we're going to be driving coal-powered cars anytime soon, which might bring prices down in your state, Senator. How concerned are you that this stalemate could drag on for months?
Well, I think we're all concerned, and I think rightly so. I think we see what the impacts of the situation in Iran and in the Straits has caused to the international markets. I noticed that the barrel of oil is up today fairly significantly, and that impacts our gasoline and particularly our diesel prices. When you talk about ag and other industries in this country that use diesel in great amounts, this has huge impacts for them. And so the longer it goes, the more not just impactful, but worrisome it is for the long-term economic effects. The president is working hard to try to bring this to a close. He's been at the negotiating table with his team. The problem is Iran is not trustworthy. We know this. But it seems to me as though they are having a lot of infighting to decide who's going to be in control of their country. And while I think that's good to have the disruptions, it makes it difficult to know who you're dealing with here. And, they want to take talks about whether they're going to develop a nuclear weapon off the table. In my opinion, that's a non-starter, because that's the real danger to the world. So hopefully sooner than later, we'll see things wrap up. The fact that we are talking and briskly talking, I think is a good indication that this could come to a close sooner than later.
I've been hearing from some of your colleagues in the Senate, Senator, that at the 90-day mark, we will be needing an AUMF to continue in Iran. And these are members who support the war, but that something should be codified congressionally, knowing now we have a $25 billion price tag. Would you support an AUMF at the end of this period of time, whether it's 60 today or 90 days?
I'm certainly going to look at that. I do think that there is a push and pull as to how much oversight we have, I will say the administration has been forthcoming in terms of information and classified briefings to keep us on top of what the situation is and what kind of assets we have there, and what little less transparent on what the real costs, but we should be getting more of that transparency there. That's where I think we can be most effective. Whether I would vote to authorize a use of force, I'm going to cross that bridge when I come to it. Hopefully things will have settled. We don't have boots on the ground there. I think that is a significant factor in terms of making the determination as to whether the president president needs to come to Congress for a declaration of war. But there's no question in my mind that Iran is and was and continues to be a source of concern for us, and not in a small way. This, in my view, it was not if we're going to do this, it was when. The president had the nerve and the ability to do this at this time, and I have been supportive of that.
Yeah. We've only got a couple minutes left, Senator. Something that you know a lot about as chair on environment and public works is the impact of this energy conversation that we're having. And we've seen kind of a push and pull when it comes to alternative energy. Gas and oil prices start to go up. Fossil fuels are more expensive. People are, as you know, human nature would dictate, more likely to reach for an alternative. But we've seen an unwinding of wind, especially, and solar under the Trump administration. As the chairwoman on this important committee, do you see that alternate energy industry being unwound permanently?
You know, I'm one of those who believes we need everything, and we need everything all the time. I come from a coal state, natural gas state. So on that side of it, we've been providing energy for this country over 100 years, certainly from our coal. And so we have a great appreciation for that, and we still want to be a part of that, and we are. But at the same time, the insatiable desire for more power is going to require everything. And so my view is if we can permit, and which I've been working on a lot, and keep the environmental parameters in place, we should have it all.
The president talks about coal, clean, beautiful coal, as he likes to say, as part of that, all of the above. What does that mean for your state?
Well, that means a lot. It means the elongation of a lot of the power generation from coal, where the Biden administration was trying to force the premature closing of many of our coal-fired power plants, but also the Biden administration was going to prevent you from being able to build a natural gas new facility to power. We have to do things that make sense, and baseload energy is absolutely critical here. If we don't know it now, we certainly have learned it over when we see the impacts, what happens internationally on our energy. So these are big things for our state because we're a big natural gas provider, but also coal.
Just quickly, does all of the above or everything include wind? The president has really isolated wind as kind of the outlier.
You know, I know the president doesn't have much affection for wind, either offshore or onshore. Personally, we have wind in West Virginia. If it's sited properly and can generate the kind of power that we need, I think we should be looking at everything. Absolutely.
How about that? All of the above means all of the above.